Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how I did my do-it-yourself disconnects for my JK. I got it at an off-road position now. It sits up real high. Tire can swing in there real nicely. I mounted and welded a bolt to my body mount. It kept it up nice and high, so that was a good location for me. I got lucky. It's a bolt with a hole with a pin. I'll show you that a little bit more after. But you can take it down, swing it down, and put it in. Sorry, a little jumpy. This is your stock mount. I ended up making a duplicate over here out of flat stock. And then I took your regular bolt, which is here, drilled a hole in the end, and it slides right through. Washer on both sides, and then put pin right in it. So it works really good. I was going to make a video as I did it, but I wanted to make sure it worked good before I go and show anybody. So that's how it mounts. It's very sturdy. It's not going anywhere. I've seen different ways of people doing it to where without that in there, they put it in there, slide that over top, use lock washers, rubber washers, make it real tight and put that pin in there. I really didn't like that because it's going to wallow out that hole and it's going to wallow this back and forth. This gets under pressure pretty good while you're driving. So I wanted something that would hold on better. I started off thinking that put it in and weld it, but I didn't like that because, you know, when you go to pull this out, it's going to go on an angle and it's going to be hard to get it on and off. So I figured another plate there would work really good, and it does. So I will take over the bench and show you all the parts that I used. 2 bolts about 3 inches long, 2 clips. The radius matches the bolts. These are 5/16 18 by 3 inches. Then your stock bolts will, for your lower mount, will work just fine. The way I did it, I ground a little piece off there so I can get the drill bit to sit nicely. You can use a punch or whatnot. 2 washers, 1 on each side. I didn't really want that rubbing against the mount, so I'd rather have it rub against the washer. Put pressure on both sides of the pin. You'll need flat stock, 1.5 inch wide, and about 1/4 inch. This is 3/16 thick. Either way, it'll work just fine. A drill, or a drill press, and a welder, or somebody that has a welder. So go, take your bolts, drill your holes. Same on here, these don't have the holes in them. They're already mounted on. And then what you do is you take some cardboard and you make yourself a template. It's basically the exact same thing as this, your original stock mount. Now that's going to be radiused a little bit farther out on the bottom because it's not dead center on your axle, so it'll sit a little farther down, so you can see that it comes out a little bit more. So once you make your template, I end up making 2. And then I tape them on. And I use a little can of primer. Then you want to cut them out, grind them down, grind your radiuses. Everybody knows how to use a grinder. Drill your holes to match your size in both. And then take and go back to your axle. Grind off your paint. You don't want any paint on there. Run your bolt through, put a washer, put your end link in there, and then a nut. That'll hold this in place very well. Then put a tack, 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 and tack. Then you can move it out of the way. Put a little bit more of a bead, a little bit more of a bead, a little bit more of a bead, a little more of a bead. Since you're not really heating it up very much, I didn't worry about warping it. But I still took my time. I didn't want a whole lot of heat on there. and then put some paint on it, and you're pretty much good to go. This is it's hard to see because it's painted black, but I just welded it right onto there. Same exact thing, ground it off a little bit so you can put your pin in there. And that's it. Not much to it. It's cheap. If you got flat stock, laying around, you're all good. You can use the same bolts. So basically you're just a couple of clips, another bolt if you have it laying around. It could even be a piece of round stock. You don't have to use a bolt. I just happen to use bolts. And I happen to buy new bolts because I just like new bolts. I'm going to take something apart, I figure I might as well replace the hardware. That's it. There's not much to it. Works really well. You might not have this size link, so you might have to come and use this side of the mount or farther up here, or you can even go a little bit farther down. But you want to make sure that gets way up here because you don't want your tire coming in there and rubbing it. But that's all there is to it. Not much. And it works really well, and it's dirt cheap. As long as you can find somebody to weld it, look in your club. If you belong to a Jeep club, people at work, somebody knows how to weld. All right, well, that's my first video. I hope you like it. It's very simple. If you have any questions, just leave it in a comment. I'll try to get back to you. All right, thank you.